Hello and welcome to my private build server. Unfortunately, the Minetrek.net game server had to be taken offline for hard drive replacements, and MHeller assures us that that server will be back up eventually. Just waiting on parts and getting the free time in real life to migrate over all the files and do all that needs to be done and getting the server back up and running. I can tell you, setting up this free build world here with Spigot took me about a day and a half to figure out. I had to do a lot of research on things such as how to prevent lava flow, water flow, ice melting, and all that stuff. And there's not a lot of data out there about that stuff. What I did find was helpful, but in most cases it was useless. But I kind of come through here and I see things like this and the rainbow colors and stuff, and I think somebody's trolled us because these should not be in here. Anywho, yeah, the rainbow is in the ship. I have a feeling that this is like an iPanic sort of a thing, sort of a trolling from iPanic, but what the hell. Whatever floats the boat, I guess. Anyways, long story short, the server crashed due to a hard drive failure. I wouldn't say it really crashed, as I say, it's experiencing some serious issues. MHeller noticed it, so she went ahead and started the process of replacing the master hard drive. And of course, you know, being SSDs often, when they fail without warning. Same thing with most hard drives. So she was able to run backups and get everything stored, and assured us that the server will be back up in due order, which usually means between 4 to 6 weeks, depending on order status for the parts and time allotments and things like that. So don't believe the rumors. The server isn't gone. It wasn't sued out of existence. I especially love that rumor. No, it's down because of maintenance issues. For some reason, I don't know. It's just my opinion. I'm not trying to start shit here, but my opinion is that ever since Windows started downloading files onto people's PCs in preparation for the launch of Windows, everybody has been having issues. I've had issues on every single one of my computers that have Windows files on them, Windows 10 files on them. And the one that doesn't, I have had no problems with. So I'm really thinking that what happened is because I have updates completely turned off on that computer. And yeah, I don't do any updates on it. I just have a basic install and Service Pack 1. And I haven't done any updates on it in over a year. And I have had no problems with that computer. None whatsoever. Every computer that has done updates and done Windows 10 installation prep work, not upgraded to Windows 10, mind you, just the stuff on the system, has had nothing but problems. And it looks like water is flowing from this nacelle. Oh, bummer. So something melted over here. But anyways, long story short, yeah, it's a real drag. It's a real drag because I think Windows 10 deliberately broke shit. And now I could have swore I fixed all this, but go find out where it's flowing from and see if we can get it all cleared up. But yeah, every system that I have installed Windows 10 on has had nothing but problems, so I'm not a happy camper. I'll just come through and delete water later on. But so I think what it is Microsoft is screwing with people's systems in order to force them into upgrading to Windows 10. Now that's just my opinion. You know, and there's no proof of it, anything else like that. But it just seems to be more or less what's going on here. And it is excruciatingly frustrating. I know I've turned off lava flow and all that stuff for here, yet it is flowing. Yet over on this nacelle, it's not. I don't get it. Part of the nacelle it works, on the other part it doesn't. Let's go over here and check it out. Again, you know, I'm at wit's end. This side here likes to flow lava and water, yet this side over here isn't flowing water and lava. Yeah. Yeah. I don't get it. Somebody, if you know how to do plugins for Spigot and Permission X. I've used the permissions file, but it keeps coming up telling me that it's in emergency mode and not working correctly. So, yeah. So what I think is happening over here is I think the ice is melting when it shouldn't be melting. Again, it could just be a Windows 10 issue. Who knows? I'll just go ahead and turn off. See how much of the water flowing I can get turned off from here. The only reason lava is being used through here is because of the fact that it makes that sound you're hearing, that roaring sound. Okay, now I'm not getting any damage from it. Well, I'm in here. It's preventing me from getting through here. Oh. Weird. See if we can do it from the bottom up. Yeah, I see. I have water flow and all that damage and shit turned off, but still, it's doing it, and I don't know why. Well, part of the lava's not flowing. Just this one part down here is. I think yeah. We'll have to sort it out as we go. I'm not going to be doing any work in the cell anyway, so when I send these files to MHeller, if I do any work at all, I'll make sure that, oh, darn it, come on. Figure out why the water flows through. Now we can do this, and we can get through here somehow. I just don't like water flowing everywhere, if you know what I mean. It's sort of annoying. There we go. I should stop it. And I should stop it if I get up in there. There we go. Oops. Forgive me as I walk through here trying to figure this stuff out. I know it's annoying. Should see me playing multiplayer. Oh, that's fun. And there. Hopefully we can stop most of this water flow crap from happening. Hopefully. Let me go over here and get these now. And this one finally. Looks like we're missing one here, and one up in here somewhere. Hopefully that stops the water from flowing. In most areas anyways. I did want to talk about what was going on, or try to talk about what was going on, but then I get sidetracked doing this stuff. Joyous. Right now I just want to stop the water flow. At some point I'll just remove the water, just deal with it. But I'm not going to do any of the work up here in the cells, so really this shouldn't be an issue for me if I decide to forward these schematic changes to MHeller once the server's back up. My main focus will be down in the secondary hall if I do anything. And so none of this stuff will actually be changed, so it wouldn't be an issue for us. It's just annoying to me to have it doing it, because it causes lag and other problems. Yeah, flowing liquids, get this, they're not good for a server. No. Alright, so we got all that taken care of. Let's go see if there's any flowing lava. Yep, this is all flowing lava up here as well. Yeah. You stop. And you stop. Stop burning me. You know nice, you burn. It burns, it burns. Well, yeah, it's lava. One would suspect lava will burn you. That's why lava is dangerous. Those guys that like walk right up to like a volcano, they're like, ah, I can't, nothing will hurt me. Well, I beg to differ. Lava's kind of dangerous. Well, one guy fell in. No more scientist. Yeah, he was such an expert. How could that happen? Same thing that happened to that guy that liked bears. Bear liked him a lot more. Delicious. You don't want to screw around with Mother Nature, because Mother Nature sort of doesn't have a sense of humor. Or if it does, it's a really dark sense of humor. Granted, what happened to that bear guy was a tragedy, but still, you gotta laugh. I mean, to think, he goes up there to observe the bears, and he doesn't have a rifle or anything, or any means of self-defense, and the bear decided to eat him and his girlfriend. Ugh. Bad bear. I've seen bears in the wild before, and most of them usually just leave you alone, run away, don't want anything to do with you. Mountain lions, on the different hand, they'll stalk you. If you see a mountain lion, chances are pretty good it's been watching you for a while and it's thinking to itself, "Yep, make a mistake, buddy, because I'm going to eat you." And they will. They don't really care about the size of prey. It's they're hungry, and you're food, and they're going to eat you. We've had people camping with us before years back that kept bringing these little dogs with them. And my dad was telling him, like, one year, he's like, it might not be a good idea to bring those little dogs anymore, because there's been reports there are big cats up in the area. And these people are like, well, mind your own business. We know what we're doing. Okay, well, you're not my friend, I guess. So he warned them. Sure enough, middle of the night, they let their dog go out to go pee, and they never saw it again. And they were all upset, and they thought somebody stole their dog, and it turned out it wasn't. It wasn't a somebody. It was a big kitty. And he came back that following night, and it was looking for more puppy food, puppy chow. And they, at that point, realized, yeah, I guess there are big kitties in the neighborhood, and big kitties think of little doggies as nothing more than a doggy snack. So, yeah, I know it's horrible. Yeah, poor dog. But it wasn't my dog, and that's what matters most. It wasn't my doggy. My doggy, whoops, I really should be wasting time doing this, because I know it's pointless. But, yeah. I worry more about my cats getting eaten by coyotes than I worry about coyotes eating other dogs, or big kitties eating people's small dogs. Usually they prey on, like, rabbits and things like that. If they come down to this area, get down low enough, they'll prey on things like rabbit. Oh, damn it. There's more water. Water, stop flowing. Bad water. See, I don't know if these are actually parts of the build or not. At this point, I can't really tell because, damn it. Water bad. I don't know if it turned it into to cobblestone or not. Dang it, I fall down a hole. Stop making me fall in holes, bastards. Well, I do believe the flow is off. I did get it turned off, but for some reason it didn't, this side of the ship didn't get the memo, or in this case, the text. So everything's a text and now it's not a memo. Yeah, I was talking to my friend. He got fired the other day from work. His employer texted him. There are cutbacks and so on and so forth. So, They had to let him go via a text message. I thought that was hysterical. I'm sorry. I know it's hard on him and his family, but he'll be back to work in a couple of days because he was already offered a job at a rival company. But it's still funnier than crap that they did that. They texted him. He's like, "Yeah, you wouldn't believe this, man. I was in there minding my own business and just being me, and next thing I know, I get this text message saying, your services are no longer required. Your belongings have been taken to the security desk. Turn in your badge to get your stuff." He was like, "What?" And they're like, "Yep, that's what they do in these. Oh, by the way, don't forget to turn in your company phone." Yeah, this is all damage from the lava flow. So, yeah, I won't do anything with it. It's just all broken stuff. I'll have to replace this hole in the cell. What I'll do is I'll mirror that one over there to this side here once I make sure there's no damage to this one over here. They're identical. I'll just flip it and use MC Edit because I can't seem to trust World Edit yet. I'm still learning it. I thought I got all the water. Yeah, screw it. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any lava damage on this side over here. Now, I have replaced that a couple of times. It still has issues, so I don't know if replacing it will actually fix it or not. So we will see. We'll buzz down here real quick and take a look. Yeah, I'll be doing most of the work down here in the secondary hall, working on stuff in the secondary hall, trying to get stuff done if I do anything at all. Then again, I might not do anything because MHeller might actually have the server up in no time. But it's been about a week and a half now since it's gone down, so I figure if it isn't up, I'd say in 3 to 5 more days, then it's not going to be up for a while, and best thing to do is go ahead and focus on starting on building here on this server. So I started, that was the idea here for this, was to go ahead and start working on stuff. I might just leave the Enterprise E alone until the main server, the Minetrek server, does come back up, if and when that happens. And just work on like the Fearless and even the Saber, because I think I have the Saber parked over here someplace. I can work on those and not worry about screwing anything else up because they're an easy re-import. They're not as big as the Enterprise E here, which is pretty massive, to be honest with you. Just to see the scale of this, I have an older version that's actually all put together, all the decks, and it's not sliced. And I put it in a single-player world just to see how big it is. It's freaking huge. I mean, when you see it compared to like trees and things like that, and the ship it's freaking huge. I mean, granted, it's not as big as the Galaxy class, but boy, this ship is freaking huge. This ship not so freaking huge. This ship freaking huge. It's hard to believe we did that. Decked it all out, got everything done with it, all the exterior work in 9.5 months. Well, 9 months, give or take, 15, 20 days. That is a major undertaking. And it comes up occasionally. No, we did not steal this from the other track server. They stole it from us. They got caught. The guy that did it acknowledged that he did it and even sent a PM to me on Planet Minecraft admitting so much that, yeah, kids will be kids kind of a thing. No. What he did was underhanded, dirty, sleazy chicken shit. And yeah, that's why their Enterprise E is not completed, because they can't steal parts from our Enterprise E to use on theirs. So that was very disappointing, and well, as I said, chicken shit thing to do. Such is the life in Minecraft. But anyways, yeah, I figure I'll work on this, get this thing done-ish, if I feel like it. I don't know. I still have to figure out all the server stuff and all that stuff, which I'm not very good at. Granted, to be honest with you, I'm more of a builder than a PC guy, so I like to build stuff. I don't like to actually make it work. I leave that for the guys that know what the hell they're doing, which I am not one of. But yeah, I went through and I reworked a lot of this stuff in here already. Replaced the flooring. I don't like carpet. For some reason, it just doesn't look good to me. Granted, it served its purpose for what it needs to be done for, but I just figure paint the floors all gray and stuff like that. I did like how this was set up by, I think it was Blue Phobes or somebody did a really nice job on all this, so I kept it. I will put ceilings on all of this eventually, including the standard vent system for bathrooms now. As far as this goes, this will just be a single plane, sort of a roof, kind of half slab this right here and leave this all in place. Then going through slowly but surely updating the Sovereign, excuse me, the Saber, not the Sovereign, the Saber. Cleaning stuff up, fixing little faboos and things like that. I'd like to rework this bridge a little bit, but you know, doll it up, get rid of this kind of plain looking floor and stuff, because yeah, I'll have to see if Mad Squirrel's up to helping me out do some of that stuff, but who knows. Come down through here. This is the main hangar. This is the torpedo launcher. Of course, I got to take all this out and update the torpedo launcher to the new standard systems that we use. I've already cut all the torpedoes down in size, so I could probably move this rack back, and then that one, and that one, and this, and this. I don't know what I'll do yet. Get more torpedoes in here. Don't know. I don't know if I'm going to leave this double or not. It doesn't really hurt anything. As you can see, I'm starting to rework this area here as well. That's why these rooms are out, because I want to redo these rooms to give them a little bit more space and stuff in them. Granted, these patterns were actually pretty good. What I'm going to probably end up doing is making these like bigger rooms out of all of this. So I go ahead and get rid of this. I decided to go with the larger rooms as opposed, or larger crew rooms as opposed to these smaller ones. Like, this is pretty small, so you know, granted, I don't want it in here. So what I've been doing is I've been going through. If I don't feel good with something, I go ahead and just take it out, just rip it out, and call it good, you know. Redo it, and if you know if I redo it and it looks good, I keep it. If I don't like it, I rip it out again and redo it again. But what I've found is I've been able to better utilize space by doing this, just going through and repurposing and rethinking areas. I could have sworn that I've already done this on the Saber before, but yeah, I'll have to look at my save logs, because this might actually, I may have actually already fixed this and just inadvertently installed an older version of the ship into the my build server. So yeah, yep. Because I'm pretty darn sure I did change all that already. I'm pretty sure I did. This was a rec area on this side, and I had crew quarters on this side. Yeah, I get that funny little, if you could see it, that middle of the screen tearing issues. And I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but it's a very odd little bug. Very annoying little bug, to be honest with you. Yeah, I don't know. Kind of like what they did here, so I really don't want to tear it up. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it in, just for now, and figure it out later. But down through here, it's definitely going to get taken out. What I might do is I actually might extend these rooms back further and do it that way. That way there I can utilize this small space from here for something else. Well, for an extended crew quarters. Or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. You can push this wall forward, move this to the side someplace. I don't know. I really don't know. Just go ahead and check that out, though, because I'm pretty sure I've dealt with that issue above. Just look at all these here. These rooms here. These are really too small, and I'm pretty darn sure I went through and resized a lot of this stuff. So I'm just going to rip it out and leave it open, and then I'll come back through and say to myself, yeah, I think I want to redo this, or no, I don't. What's this say? Maintenance. Yeah, I don't think I've fixed any of this stuff. I think this is just stuff left over from the previous installation of the ship. So it's all virgin territory. I remember when I was building this a couple of years ago, I was like, I gotta have replicators in all the rooms, and so I went back through and I put replicators in all the rooms, and now a couple of years later I'm tearing it all out, redesigning the whole darn thing. So it's just the nature of shipbuilding. I've been checking out other games as well, like Space Engineers. It's improved dramatically from when it was in, first released. It doesn't seem to have all the issues. It still has quite a few issues of tracking players while they're in their ships and their ships are moving. It still has quite a few memory leaks and bugs like that. So, it has a long ways to go before it's really, in my opinion, a full-on playable game. So that's probably why it's still in beta, but they are making progress with it. They're making dramatic progress with it, which is really cool. Then you have Star Citizen, which I am thoroughly not impressed with the progress that those guys are making. Straight up, be honest with you, that game they should have added a lot more stuff to it in the recent update. You have to be, I guess a lot of people can't even get into like some of the new areas that are open, like the social area. I finally was able to get into the social area, but I had to take my character and put him in third person to get past error code 9, and that was a real drag because it took me a while to figure out how to do that, and I was by frustration. I was just like, maybe there's something on my character or something like that. So I just tapped insert by accident. Sure enough, there it was. Bada bing, bada boom. I was able to access the new service area, the new social area, which is a hub that really has nothing going on in it. So, yeah. Yep. But I walked around. There were a few people in there walking around checking stuff out. And overall, I'm not. That tearing is real bothersome. But yeah, I'm not real impressed with the progress they have made on that game. So I don't know. I really don't know what it'll be like. I hope that, they do some work with it because it's a beautiful looking game, provided that you can actually move around in it without crashing your video card drivers. I run NVIDIA on this system, and I'll be honest with you, I don't care what you run. They're all shit. Nothing works. As you can see right here, I get the screen tearing and stuff, and I've adjusted my settings to adjust for this kind of stuff, so it shouldn't even be an issue, but it's an issue. So, yeah, I'll rip all this stuff out too and redo all this as well. And I'm pretty certain I did that already. Yeah. I'm going to go back and I'm going to look at some of my previous builds and see if what I've done with those as far as stuff, because I'm almost certain that I've already taken those crew quarters out and redone those crew quarters back there. In fact, I'm almost positive of it. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and look at some of the older saves I have and see if, because I distinctly recall taking all this out already and redoing this and mirroring it on server. So yeah, I'm going to have to check onto that and see what the deal is with it. Anyways, thanks for taking a look here. Apologize if it's a little bit long, but that's the nature of my videos. Don't get them for a long time. When you do get them, they're long. Anyways, have a great day. Bye-bye.